Hey everyone, before we jump into our very first episode, we just want to give a big shout out to B-Man from Manhand for lending us his equipment. Well, thanks to him, we are able to kickstart this project. Also, quick note, if you are watching on YouTube, the video will cut off halfway because our camera only records 30 minutes and we only got one. It's not perfect, but we just wanted to get started. Hope you enjoy it. So let's go.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Chua.
Hi, I'm Edward, and we are here for my artist story.
My artist story.
Okay.
Oh,
First,
okay.
first time doing this. We plan to do a podcast about designer toys, art toys, interviewing artists.
Yep, and we are all in a very tight schedule, but why do we still need to do one more thing?
Just
I mean, what's the purpose of having this podcast?
continue to promote, continue to let more people know about designer toys.
Okay.
And it's not designer toys and art toys is not just blind box.
True.
So yeah.
True. I would say that the thing I started collect designer toy earlier than you.
Definitely,
I'm actually from the very first era, like the Michael Lau era.
that was the
Yes.
OG designer toys.
Yes,
You're
it's
talking
like
about,
back in 1999.
Phew, what was I doing in 1999?
Yeah, 1999 when he started his Gardener action figures, having a first show in Hong Kong. Uh, During the time is actually the there's no such term as designer toy back
I
then.
think they call what urban
They just call it as vinyl figure
vinyl
or
figure,
action figures. They didn't have this term like
like art toys or
art
designer
toys or
toys.
designer toy back then.
At that moment, I think no one know what is it. It's just something they never seen before.
Yeah, it's just like apart from commercial toys, it's a very niche market.
Yes.
I say you can only get in like maybe certain outlets. Like back then, like Michael Lau when he started, is like he he even has his own customized box. Just to he cut his own packaging to put his action figures. And back then, it's like totally handmade, and he cuts himself and things like that.
I think
And yeah.
most collectors that entering the scene in, let's say, 2000 something wouldn't know or wouldn't aware that there is someone called Michael Lau, I think.
Yeah.
Unless you really go deep into the history of designer toys and you actually go research and
Yes.
find out the history of the whole designer toys, what happened, you will find out that most of the, we call it OG designers or OG artists, will often say they inspired or the whole thing started because of him.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like when he started, it kind of influenced Japan and US.
US, yeah.
Then later on, it extend to Southeast Asia, and then extend to even China.
I think everywhere.
Yeah.
So that there is the term that everyone will say he's the godfather of designer toys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So after that period, Michael Lau, then there's another two more, Eric So.
Eric So, yes.
Eric
Also
So,
OG.
then yeah.
Then Brothers Free.
Yes, Brothers Three, the
So
three major designer toy.
all from Hong Kong.
Yeah, all
so
from Hong Kong.
As what we know is like Hong Kong is like the, we will say, the mecca of designer toys.
Back then, yes, when Hong Kong's actually manufacture figures like Star Wars back then, when I was a kid. So when if you have those vintage action figures, you will see there's Hong Kong words at the bottom of the leg. So they actually manufacture a lot of action figures back then, and then before they moved to China. Yeah. So when
need bigger space, more factories.
yes, yes. So if you are collecting old toys like He-Man, then you will know that it's actually a lot from
Made in
Hong
Hong Kong.
Kong. Yeah. And back then, like all the toy event that you participate, recent years like TTE, TTF, Taipei Toy Fest,
And Thailand Toy Festival,
Toy
Thailand Toy Expo.
Thailand Toy Expo, and what else?
Now Singapore have a PTS, Pop Toy
PTS.
Show. Then you have ToyCon PH in Manila.
Correct.
Then the most recent one is Jakarta Toy Fair.
Yep.
So
And also Malaysia Super Toy
Malaysia
Fest.
Super Toy Fest, yes. Last year is the first
Super
one,
Toy
and
Fest.
it's going to happen again this year.
Yep. So
Looking
before all these big event, there's this event called ToyCon
ToyCon.
during Michael Lau era. That's where the conventions that's only selling designer toy.
But right now, ToyCon, I'm not sure is it licensed or the name of ToyCon, because we have ToyCon UK, of course, ToyCon PH. Like there are few that using the name ToyCon.
I'm not sure about that because there's no the Hong Kong organization that no more longer running that. So even like Toy Show, they also convert to the new one.
Amazing Toy Show.
Amazing Toy Show, yeah. So yeah. So at that time, the only source that we can get all these news is from magazine. From I'm sure no one actually reading magazine right now. And back then, the only source that we can get is from this Hong Kong magazine called East Touch.
East Touch.
Even before Milk magazine.
All this is I just heard about it because when all this thing happened,
it's so
I have
vintage.
I have zero knowledge unless I start to do research. Yeah. So
Okay. So East Touch, he has a very good relationship with Michael Lau, I think. So every issue they will actually invite Michael Lau to do some illustrations or even some comics. And the one that caught my attention will be the he's using action figures and he take photo of it and then he do a lot of like collage. So it shows some streetwear and also some street activities, skateboard culture lah. Then back then, so and every time I bought this magazine, it's just to the purpose is just to collect the articles.
not the photos.
Not I mean not the rest of the info. I just want to know more about designer toys. There even it's not much like apart from introducing like commercial toys. They will have this a special column that only introduce like designer toys. There's something maybe like Toy 2R.
Toy 2R.
Do you recall that?
I think
Like Scary Girl.
Okay, Scary Girl. Nathan Jervis, I think, from New Zealand, right? Yeah.
Yep. So after that, other than this East Touch magazine, they actually and then another publication called Milk magazine. They actually start publish also, and they apart from the magazine, they actually have this very small booklet that has all the informations about toys. So that's the most exciting part. And then from there you get to know a lot of like upcoming toy designer, and the culture actually spread from there to US, and it also inspire like Japan. It also inspire like Bounty Hunter, the brand, and it also inspire Cos to have his own very first figure. Yeah. That's how I started.
That's how you start. That was like how many years ago?
I would say like starting 2000.
Yeah, 2000. So 25 years ago.
Yeah, should be 25 years ago.
25 years ago. Okay.
And throughout the development, and then there's one time that the whole culture is like went down, and then no one actually create any more designer toys. And the only events that is still carry on will be the Taiwan Toy Festival.
The
Which,
Taipei one,
the
okay.
Taipei one, yeah,
Taipei one,
Taipei
okay.
Toy Festival. That's the only event that still carry on to have this culture.
But even Taipei Toy Festival when they first started also more onto the commercial stuff first, right? Something like that. If not
I think
mistaken.
they actually invite Brothers Free to do show
To do
over there.
shows.
Yeah. They basically not. Um, I would say like maybe 80% will be like original creations.
Because since they are already in 20 over 20 years, I think last year or 2 years, last year or the year before we attended the 20th anniversary. So I believe earlier stage when they first started, I don't think there's so many designer toys also to do an event like that.
It's a very small.
Small hall.
It's a very small hall. It would say it's very small. It's like you just you don't see that much booth compared
It's
to
not like
now.
now.
It's just like a very small hall, and everyone's will queue up to meet all the designer that they like.
Maybe that time no need to queue up also.
But there's also, let me see you still need to queue up.
Queue up, okay.
Because I remember that they actually have this collab with Fabric
Oh,
back
okay.
then. So even like the Hong Kong Toy Con, they also have this exclusive Fabric to collab. So yeah, and remember the earlier TDF will be they actually have the show in a mall.
Oh, not the current
Not the
place
current
lah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually having it in the mall. Yeah, I attended it, and yeah, I met a lot of the designer, like let's say like Devil Robots back then,
Phew,
or the OGs.
OGs. That's how you know Kenny also. Or
I
later
know
on.
Kenny is later on.
Later on.
I met
Okay.
him in ToyCon. Kenny, Winston, and William.
For those who don't know, it's like Kenny basically is the creator of Molly, the current one that everyone know Molly, but back in the days they
Yep.
are the OG who started Brothers Free with Vincent Ma and then William.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, that one we'll leave it next time lah. More on that.
The history
The
of
history of another one, yeah.
yeah. So that is before they apart lah. So then I know Kenny Wong when Kempas Stars actually invited them to a show in Sungai Wang.
Sungai Wang.
Plaza Sungai
Wow,
Wang.
another OG place.
Yeah.
For all the pop culture.
So it's a at that time Plaza Sungai Wang is a very popular mall. It's very happening at that
Yeah,
time.
for
It's very
the
happening.
for the youngsters.
For the youngsters,
Yes.
like even like singers will do their album launching over there.
Yeah.
Um,
There was this photo like Backstreet Boy used to perform in
yes,
Sungai Wang.
yes.
You never expect it if you 20 years later you talk about it, right? No one will believe you.
Okay. So as I mentioned, I collected toys since then. And then how you started?
Mine, mine actually very short story. It just happened a few years ago. But recently I just found out. At first I thought it's just few years ago, but when I really counted it, it's already almost 9 years. So
9 years.
yeah.
Wow.
So okay, the whole thing started like I don't know anything about designer toys or art toys for the longest time lah. So whatever that Michael mentioned just now, only I get to know when I get to know him and heard all the stories from everyone. That's how I start to collect the info. But before this, so I think you have to bring back to 2016. So 2016 is my first time go to Japan with family. It's a family trip, and when go Japan, it's just gacha lah. Everywhere is gacha machine, right? So just keep playing gacha and get a lot of those gacha pon. and that's how the start back the toy the
The
interest in toys like restart again because back then of course from time to time like Christmas, you know, uncle will buy one Batman and then you play until the whole all the hand all loose already one. That kind that never really collected anything up until 2016. After that year end I was still working in Singapore. Then just randomly lah because that time is like Funko Pop is a thing also, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was like doing research and then found out there's this STGCC,
Uh-huh.
Singapore
It's still called
STGC.
STGCC.
Yeah, right now already rebrand to SGCC. So back then it's a Singapore Toy SG Game Comic Con.
Yes, I attended the very first one.
So 2016, I actually found out this event and then like, hey, it's about toys also. I went in just to check it out and actually mainly want to go see Funko Pop what they have lah, event exclusive or something like that. Then I found out like there's one site, a lot of things that I never seen before.
Yes. Yes.
Then that was the first time I don't even know who are they, but of course eventually when I go back and research, it's like then back then it's like Instinct Toy only one table.
I think the biggest booth will be Toki Toki.
I think Toki Doki then back then is Mighty Jacks also because anyway they are from Singapore, so like
Yup.
Toki Doki, Mighty Jacks, all these have like a bigger booth.
Yes, correct.
So that time is like I never seen all this before, and then I look at it, it's like never, not from TV, not from whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's not even from
Yeah.
cartoons,
Yes.
anime,
So
things like that.
but all of them have their own special style or very outstanding lah compared to the rest like Spider-Man all this, right? So that's when of course the price also
Reasonable.
no.
No.
But then it's like that's the reason why it's like I see a small one is like cost 60 70 Singapore dollar back then.
Okay.
So for me at that point of time it's like what doesn't make sense like this kind of toy shouldn't be this price, right? And I never seen before one.
That is even before
So
blind box.
26, yeah,
That is
before
even
blind box because
blind box got popular, right?
yes, I think right that at that point of time blind box only probably Danny,
Yes.
Sony Angels all this.
Yes,
But
like
yeah,
Fabric.
Bad Break that time
It's a hot item.
that year or the following year is when the Malaysia flag Bad Break appear in the blind box series also. So anyway 2016 is I just bought one that I consider affordable lah. It's a Huggy and Mighty Jacks, so it's the Soul Collector. It's right here. This one is my first designer toys. That time I think 29.90.
29.90 Sing dollar.
That time working in Singapore, so anyway $30 is like okay lah. I miss working in Singapore. So it's like that's the first one. Then of course went back. I think I bought something else also, but this is the one that stand out for me. And then of course
But what does it attract you?
just cool. Like because it's like a skull skeleton, then you know, and then the price is I can afford one at that time. Because Funko I think also $20, 20 something dollars, those exclusive one.
Okay.
Or cheap the normal one. So $30 is like okay lah.
Okay.
Compared to the rest that like $60 but so small one, then doesn't make sense for me at that point of time lah. Of course now different story lah.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually when you get to know the difficulty to produce a toy, then it's like $100 also okay.
Yeah, true.
200 also okay.
True. Especially when you know the process.
The process, yes, everything.
A lot of hiccup.
Yeah. So that after that I remember I went back home and just go to Instagram IG and then just type in names and then at that point of time I think hashtag is already something. Or any post that you can actually tag someone else or they mention someone else name there. So I think I spent 2-3 hours on Instagram that
Just
same
to
night.
search.
Like like those comic or those cartoon you drop into a rabbit hole, that kind of feeling, like wow, what is this? My whole world, like my mind just blown.
Okay.
Like whoa, this is a new world.
So what else that you dig out?
At that time, I think of course, first thing I just see those attended in STGCC. Like I go to STGCC the IG account and then click on their names and then see like who are these people, like what are they doing. Then slowly go to their account and then maybe they collab with someone else or they mention someone else. Then you go into another account, then the hashtag and then click, like keep going in and then out and then in and wow, 2-3 hours non-stop. That is first started to like, oh, this is different, interesting. And of course, if you talk about collecting toys at that at that point of time after come back from Japan, is like the mood to collect started again, right? So and then just happened to found out a whole new region of toys that I never seen before. At that point, the funny part is I actually saw Sean,
Our friend.
our friend Sean Lee. He actually booth there. Then I think he's selling his illustration book, the animals one.
Yes, the blue color
cover
right?
one, yes.
Blue cover.
And then with all this tiny figure, I think
It's character from.
I remember clearly is 16 Singapore dollar.
Quite pricey. It's a small piece, right?
Small piece. This one. This one, yeah. So at that point of time, I didn't know he's from Malaysia. So that's one thing. But I went to the booth. I remember, if now I recall, I remember we have eye contact for a few seconds. But of course, I don't know anyone there at that time. So I look at his stuff, I look at him, and I walk away. Then when I start this whole research on the rabbit hole of the whole designer toys,
you went back on the second day.
no. So this whole thing, second day that I went back, I can't remember if I went back again, but I didn't buy much after that. It's just to then what happened? Oh, then one question strike me. Any Malaysian doing this or not?
And you just pass by him.
so this question strike my mind is like, oh, any Malaysian doing toys or not? So I start searching, but back then not much info. Like I don't even know you until I think following year, when you first time I met you is the following year, I think 2017 or 2018. Should be 2017. Singapore.
Singapore.
You were invited by the comic thing, then you were signing or drawing things one.
Oh, I really don't recall.
So first time I met you is in Singapore. First time I met Abi also in Singapore.
Wait, first time I met you in Singapore?
Yes. I don't know you in person until I think until later. So that time I was like searching for Malaysian artists and I found out Sean.
The one that you have eye contact for a second.
For a second. So I found out that hey, Malaysian and then it's like hey, Penang. Oh, working in Singapore also. And so I actually messaged him on Facebook. I said, hey, I'm interested to buy your things. So this tool that is considered my very first designer toys by Malaysian artists in my collection, and he actually shipped to me. So near, but I don't know. Near. I think he don't want to see me or he busy. But it's like the whole thing, the whole experience is, I would say, magical lah. Eventually, never know that someday later, many years later, we actually even go to event together.
Yeah. That is something.
That is another story.
Topic,
another topic about the exhibitions and things like that. So that's how the whole thing start. And the next one, of course, is Jia Ying.
Another.
Also another one working in Singapore that time. So this is the two Malaysian that I get to know first, and got their toys when still working in Singapore. but Jia Ying better lah. He meet me and pass to me.
More sincere.
So we are closer when we are working in Singapore lah. Then
Okay.
then Sean just left and went to Dongguan.
But by then, our friends Abi also
I think that time I met him, he was about
back
to
to.
leave Singapore.
Oh.
I think that one next time we bring him on, then we ask him what happened.
I heard it's another long story.
Another long
lah.
story, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He also. That's another long
No,
story.
no, no,
I would
no.
say that's another
All
long
of us
story.
have long stories. Even though I just started 2016, 2017, but fast forward it's like wow, almost 9 years.
But after like you attended STGCC, what other event that you go that you went?
No more. Then the following one is I
You
think the next
came back
one
to
is
Malaysia,
THGCC already.
THGCC.
That was already the after started My Toy Hoard, after get to know all of you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so after that many things happen. But to keep it short, right? I mean not really short, but yeah, that's how the whole designer toys for myself, how it started as a collector and lead to what we doing.
Okay. But it's like you are started as a collector, then later on, what makes you wanted to be part of it, like to be one of us?
So okay, like I mentioned just now, when try to look for Malaysian artists who do toys, there isn't.
Not even more than 10.
I think so lah. Back then is like not even more than 10. Then there's no platform or anywhere that you can find all the information.
True.
So at that point of time, also another funny story is like our friend Zhang, who apparently know my brother, and then at that point of time, Jacqueline,
Yes.
another artist, so she actually know Zhang and then asked Zhang to contact my brother to look for me to help her buy a toy, blank toy in Singapore.
Wow.
At that point of time, I don't know who is who. Just my brother said, "Hey, my friend need your help to buy something from Singapore, from Ozo."
So do you charge any like runner fees or
No,
anything?
so I just go there and buy the blank. I still remember it. I think it's Konatsu,
Oh,
the
okay.
blank one. So I bought it and then I bring it back, not knowing Zhang in person, not knowing Jacqueline in person, and because of that random connection, so three of us connected before even meeting in person. But of course it's internet lah.
Okay,
We
okay.
just like randomly create a Facebook
Group.
group message lah. It's just three of us talking like. Then just a random idea pop out like, hey, how come no place we can find information or want to promote designer toys in Malaysia or find out who are the people doing toys and who are the collectors and everything. So 2017 July, we started the Facebook group My Toy Hoard.
Yeah.
So we started this whole thing before even meet each other in person. Everything is on internet. I was still in Singapore, they were in KL, then we just started My Toy Hoard just like that, very randomly, then just kickstart the whole thing. Of course, the reason why that time we call it My Toy Hoard is mainly is to find collectors. Because the word hoard is like hoarding. Everyone want to keep a lot of things, but
end up it's all creator.
yeah. But many years down the road, it's like more and more artists and designers join in to share their works, and then collectors in Malaysia continue to hide. Not really coming out. So yeah, but whatever it is, 2017 until now. So My Toy Hoard already 9 years. 9 years.
Yeah. During like 2016, 2016 is also a time for me that I actually jumped back to making toys. And the first event I thought of will be like TDF, Taipei Toy Festival. And then I didn't get a booth, but I parked under a brand. So I I will have a very small showcase.
Ah,
Then when I attended, then only I realized there's a group of Malaysian are doing toys.
oh, that
Then
one.
only I start to met you guys.
No, you met me. You met them.
I met them first. I met Abi. I met Jefferson.
I think that time still have is it Sean?
Sean.
And then Shenli.
Shenli,
right?
definitely Shenli.
Yeah.
And the Dino.
Dino. Ikuwashi. No, Lionel.
Ikuwashi also.
I think Lionel also.
Lionel also. Yeah, Lionel
Right.
also.
Those
Lionel
are
also.
the what we call the original of Malaysia Arttoy Showcase the first
The
group
first group that participate in TDF.
toy event, toy event as a
and
group.
and I didn't know they actually. I think that they've been having the booth for like 2 years.
I think so. Because
years?
Abi started his toy like 2016 also around that year.
Around that period. So, because I personally know Jefferson, another artist, who created a boy. So I was kind of like excited. Hey, you are here also. So then only since then only from then I said, hey, can I join you guys?
Like that time no one like, I think Facebook is still a thing, but no one see like, hey, you're traveling there also or what? You only met in the event.
Yeah, I only met them.
No one talk
Forgive
about.
me that I didn't do any research at all. I just
Like,
went
you
and
just blindly fly to Taipei and then join this event.
Yeah, I
Found
thought.
out, got own people there.
Yeah.
Got Malaysian attending event also.
Yeah. But thank you that they allowed me to
They adopt you
join. Yeah, they adopt me lah. otherwise, otherwise I'll be
alone there.
alone
Not
there.
knowing what to do.
Yeah, because the booth is not cheap also.
Yeah, correct.
That
was like, wow.
During the time, the TDF is only like one hall.
Oh.
There's only hall A.
Hall A. The
There's
current.
only hall A. You know how small is it?
Is already at the current place.
Yes.
Okay.
They moved to this Huashan.
Huashan, yeah, correct.
Then there's only have
hall
one
A
hall.
only.
Hall A. Then later year they only they extend to hall B and
C and
C.
everything.
And even now it's very hard for you to get a booth.
Very hard.
Yeah.
So many friends everywhere we go, like, because MAS got a booth. So many friends ask us like how to get a booth. We don't know how to tell you how to answer that.
Even during the pandemic, we didn't want to give up on the booth.
That was the only thing I can explain to them how come the booth is still there. Whenever, because we know, of course, we have friends who give up their booth during pandemic, right?
Yes,
and then they have a hard time coming back in.
Yes.
After once they let go, because what I know is like the wait list is super long.
Yes.
Anyway, it's one of the biggest event in whole Asia, right? So everyone want to go in. So once you back out, it's very hard for you to go back in.
Yeah, you have to like queue
queue
up again.
So what I always explain is like, because during the pandemic, I think at least 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years or 3 events.
We've been renting the booth without attending.
Because
just to keep the booth.
2019,
2020,
2021.
Yeah.
So 2 round, they before I even joined them, they continue to pay for the booth, but not attending in person, just to keep the booth. So
just to keep the booth.
It's quite crazy, but I mean it pay off lah. Like, it benefit everyone else that we continue to able to join TTF until now.
We die also want to stay with all the big brands like Kenny Wong.
because when you what they say, when you get hall air, it's like the feng shui place.
Is
like
the major all the big
hall,
brands, all the key
everyone will be there.
all the key artists there.
Even our other friends also told us like, whatever happened, don't let go the booth. It's like it's a high demand that place.
True. Then after that, later on, then we start MY Toy Hoard, start together.
Yes.
Start to have a regular gathering.
Not really regular.
Not really regular.
I think
like
we
yearly, right?
we tried to do yearly. So first time the first time I think really get to know you guys is during the first TAGCC in Mid Valley.
In Mid Valley, yes, correct.
So that time
This is like a collector and also designer gathering.
yeah,
kind
so
of.
so that was the first time, and then we are still really nothing much. So kind enough, Michael told us like, hey, put your banner at our booth lah. Then we give out stickers
Oh yeah.
just to promote.
Yeah,
Like,
TAGC.
TAGC the first one.
Yeah.
The time
That
like
time who else is in the booth?
your booth Lionel,
I know Guan.
Lionel, Aguan, Julius, Kam blah blah. First
Yes.
time, then Abi, you, I think,
I think six of us.
Jacqueline also,
Jacqueline
and I think Ren. Ren, yeah.
uh.
Ren that time not here, but I think the brother or someone helping him.
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
Chun Wei,
Yes.
the OG, the really OG group lah. Those who went for Taipei before, and I think most of you guys started the first time in TAGCC.
I think so.
Right.
I think so.
So that was the first time, and we did a so-called gathering lah.
It's also considered like a very first booth Malaysian
In Malaysia.
toy designer in Malaysia.
In Malaysia.
To have a booth there. Yeah.
TAGCC is the first one, Mid Valley, yeah. Then that's where MY Toy Hoard did a small gathering at a cafe with some collectors and some artists to start the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was what, 2018?
Should be 2018. But TAGCC, there's another toy event even way before TAGCC.
What event?
There's only one time, and it's actually focused on toy design. A designer toy, I would say.
Really?
Yeah. There's one. I'll take out the information and maybe
where,
we'll talk.
where is it held?
It's in Mid Valley as well.
Mid Valley?
It's in Mid Valley as well. During that time,
Mid Valley?
yes, during that time,
This is
in Mid Valley, yes. Before,
way
even
before.
way before the cinema renovation.
Wow.
I'll check my websites to see whether I get to take out the information. But they only held one time. Then yeah.
But anyway, that I think that at that point of time, the designer toy thing just about to sort of like coming back, but very slow, right? For Malaysia, at least.
That period, very very slow because there's no info like how to make toys back then. So
Internet.
some of the artists are using paper to do paper toy, and yeah, it's a very small event.
Very small event.
Very small event. I can't recall the
that one
event
is
name.
also another part of the history. So toy event, yeah. So that is when I really get to know you guys. I think after TAGCC, we sort of like a little bit bonded after the event. Then
because most of the time we busy create toys and there's no one like really helping us to promote it. So MY Toy Hoard play a very important role back then to share the news, and there's a lot of different designer from overseas, from different country also join in. So we kind of like know more about what happened out there. And then that's how we started to make friends with different.
Like the whole, it just start off just want to keep sharing information.
Yes.
To let more people know, especially Malaysia is like most of them still don't know what we are doing. Of course, many years down the road, right now they sort of understand, but back then it's exactly what I asked when 2016 I went to SCGCC. What is this? I never see before, not on TV, not on cartoon or whatever, so why so expensive? So it's sort of like want to educate the whole thing started. Of course, then start to do own group exhibition.
Yeah, we did. We are crazy enough to to so-called we
So
gather
together
everyone.
one
I
and
mean,
do
the first show that we did is in Titi Merah.
that was still in Paprika.
Yeah, Titi Merah in Paprika. They have a
Yeah,
gallery in
in
Paprika.
Paprika.
Yes.
I was in Singapore anyway, so the whole thing I see is online. When you guys make the whole thing happen.
And then no one know what we are doing. But really, they really don't know what we are doing.
Like-
Even at that time, there's some gallery owner came by and asking what you guys doing.
Because-
What is all this? Because designer toy is not like action figures.
It's not for play, I think.
It's not it's it's not really like playing. It doesn't have like a series or a comics or even like animations that support it.
Yeah.
So designer toy is more like a very indie.
It's like just idea and then you
And
just want
then
to make
you
something.
want to make something cool, and then maybe they don't even have a very solid story at the back.
Yeah.
Back then even the gallery owner asked, how you define designer toy is it's not action figures, it's not even like sculpture. So where does it locate?
Okay, right. Even until today, I think the answer is still very grey. I would say there's no a definite answer anymore.
Yeah.
Like once, I like what once Jefferson mentioned is like designer toys. The toy is just a canvas.
True.
So you just for designer for artists to throw their ideas onto that canvas, but the canvas is a 3D shape. So I think that is close enough lah.
Yeah.
But of course,
That's nice.
internet out there's another info, another answer or whatever. But yeah, that is as close as what I can think of lah. Which I agree when he mentioned that. It's like, oh yeah,
True.
because
true.
anyway, you just painting or artwork or you
Or
sculpt on
sculpture,
something on it.
yeah.
Yeah. So
But
it's
of
like,
course, like designer toy, there's a lot of time like it's like the designer himself like put in things that they like. Like let's say I
Yes.
like straight fashion, then I will make very fashionable figures
Yes.
on it. So it really depends on the designer
Designers
himself.
lah.
Yeah. It's more like a self-expresser.
That's how the whole uniqueness of designer toys are. Everything you have to look back like what the artist or the designer trying to bring out. What's the story behind everything? So even without a actual story to support, but to create that there is some stories. But not a like once upon a time this one happened, come out to the world, that kind of story. But
Yeah.
behind the artist's mind there's a story inside when creating something.
It's a little bit like love at the first sight.
Yeah.
When you look at it,
Yeah.
it somehow connect to your inner self, or
Yeah.
like something that touch you.
Then
You will just pick it up.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like always like that lah.
yeah.
Even when as a collector also, like there are who buy to sell. Of course they want to flip and then earn money. But
Yes.
of course there are like when I first started collect also, it's just oh cute, oh cool, then you just buy without thinking like why I need this or why I want to buy. So yeah, to collect, to create is all that moment when you connect with the toy, then okay bring home.
When you start one, there's no turning back.
When connected and then your wallet say okay, then okay lah.
But of course, throughout the years, from like very indie, the toy designer that we support, most of us started from resin. Then when we have budget, we will venture into like vinyl,
Yes.
different type of materials.
Yeah.
And later on, when the market started to mature, then we have like what we've seen right now. Like blind box everywhere. And there's a lot of toy event every month.
I would say some every month, sometimes every week at some place.
Yes, especially
or
like maybe
different
Taiwan.
countries. Yeah. Like right now I think the hot month is June for this year. I think
Yes,
right across.
starting from June onwards, it's like almost every week there's one
Yeah.
toy event, big or small.
So basically, usually it's like that lah. When we are actively attending convention, it's like always second half of the year. It's like almost every month we have
Yes,
to travel.
yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
that's part of it. Lah.
Yes, yes, it's very scary.
Like you say, see airport also want to vomit.
Yeah,
Right?
every time we arrive the airport and then we hear the sound ding 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 ding,
Boarding time. Take
then
passport.
we are like we need to go another new place and then it's like normally events is like 3 days.
3-4 days.
3-4 days.
Plus minus. Arrive one day earlier, then set up.
Yeah.
Stay back maybe one day later. So
Okay.
plus minus 5-6 days.
Okay, we will keep
that
this
one,
topic in the next episode.
another
Okay,
one.
it's a very exciting journey. Yeah, there's a lot of story to talk about it. Yeah. So by far like this episode is like more like a brief introduction of what we are planning to do.
Yeah.
Mainly as what we've been doing all this while, we try to promote as many way as possible.
Yes.
Because we have we have MY Toy Hoard, we have our even our own magazine. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later episode. And yeah, so podcast is something new for us.
Yes, very new.
We talk without. It's very hard to describe toys with just a voice.
Yeah. So we will try. We will do whatever we can to make the whole thing interesting. Of course, I think like I mentioned earlier, the whole full circle of from like for myself is like from collecting to get to know the artists, become friends, then to even go into the scene and as a just start a platform to promote to the point like I myself go and make my own toys and then go convention and eventually like we crazy enough to start our own magazine and right now come to a podcast which is still part of the things that we want to do to like at the end of the time at the end of the day you just want to promote and continue to let more people know about this whole thing.
True. Build a bigger community.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay, thanks for staying with us.
First time.
First time.
Not sure what will happen next.
Hope you guys enjoy. If you have any comments or any things that you would like us to share about any topic at all, just leave a comment or PM us. Let us know. We will touch that topic in the next few episodes.
And of course, sooner or later we will invite our friends over.
Yeah, and any friends that came to Malaysia or even later on when we have time, we get to like travel again and then we get to interview them like maybe in overseas.
And if nothing much happen, then we interview each other again.
Yeah, there's plenty of story to tell. Okay.
It's very happening even like for myself just 9 years, like him like 20 years.
Hey, don't mention.
Oh no. Like the whole toy journey and the whole up and down, everyone have a story. So this podcast is that's what we're trying to do. Just share our stories out to let more people know. So thank you for being here with us for the first time. We will see you next time.
Right.
So
peace out.
If this one YouTube, then what, subscribe or this lah.
Like usual subscribe, like and share.
If on Spotify already, then you do the usual lah. But we will finalize the whole thing after this.
Alright.
See where it will end up at. So thank you.
Alright.
See you.
Peace out.
Peace out.